Wow.
All right, we're starting the episode.
On that note,
we're starting the episode. Welcome everybody to episode 66. Yeah, 66 of the Rap Cave podcast. I'm your host, as always, Chris Platte, aka Platte Paz, with a panel of guys that you all know and love. But this is our first podcast with this particular group, and I did not know that.
No,
I thought that we were like
yeah.
3 to 4 episodes deep with this exact crew, but here we are. As always, I'm gonna do my intros. I got Bryce everywhere nice. I got Zay. I got my dog Biirdie on the ones and twos, and of course y'all know the deal. My boy Jalen as well. First episode was you two. I did not know that.
Yep.
I did not know that. The way you guys have both been on multiple episodes. He's been on the podcast. He was on the episode with the dude from Atlanta, my boy Animal Brown.
Yeah.
He met a motherfucker in Atlanta before he met somebody 20 minutes from him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
We were just trying to prove for the longest time because everyone thought we were just the same person, just,
swap
it around.
Yeah. All right. I'll roll with it. Where you guys want to start? There's a couple things before we get into the serious topics. There's a couple things. Joe Budden makes $900K a month. Again, I ask you guys, how hard do you want to work? Because that shit, nothing kicked my ass more than that. I saw that today. I was like, man. I knew they were making a lot of money.
One of us just need to pump it up, and then we'll be fine.
There it is.
That's a fact.
You good?
I'm not going to touch on it. Go for it.
All right.
Unlike Joe Budden, he's not going to touch it.
Yeah. Listen, man, that is impressive. That is absolutely impressive. $900K a month. That is absolutely insane. But then we got Jim Jones versus Nas. That's the one thing I'm sick we missed because we recorded last week, and that happened like right before we recorded, like the day before, and that flew under my radar, and then it blew the fuck up. That was a big deal. And Jim Jones double, triple, quadrupled down on that shit for a whole week.
Yo, Jim Jones is hilarious, though. I ain't gonna lie.
It wasn't written.
It wasn't, bro. That was funny. So shout out to Big AP on the ones and twos as always. He put in our group chat the fact that this guy literally photoshopped all of Nas's albums.
With Jim Jones on the cover.
Jim Jones on the cover. It wasn't written. Cam's son.
He said it's still at it.
Still at
it. Still at it is crazy.
That is fucking insane. Hey, Jim Jones, one of them rappers, like, your career could have went down pretty cool if you just ain't really talk as much as you did.
Right.
If you just shut the fuck up, then
chill,
everything would have been fine.
Because you know,
you've been good. You was with Dipset. You got a good name behind you right there.
Yeah, exactly.
you're royalty. You're hip hop royalty. Like, you did the love of hip hop shit too. Like, you're etched in the stone of hip hop. So like to me, it was fun. It was just funny because it was so like out of pocket, and it wasn't even started by him. He just like saw it. It was some dude on a podcast who was 25 years old, and again, I apologize for not being able to credit that. That's on me. My apologies. But the podcast was dope. And the guy on there was like 25 years old, and he was like, yeah, Jim Jones is, Jim Jones is the one, because that's the music that we grew up on. And plus, like, he is way more connected to youth than Nas. So, like, that was fair. But at the same time, one of you made Illmatic, and the other, like, has a great career, but like a lot of their
high.
Yes,
I think that says it up.
yeah,
It's a hit, but
Do you want to do a Nas versus Jim Jones versus? I don't think anyone want that smoke.
Yeah,
that'll be a very quick versus. Grand opening, grand closing.
yeah. I don't know, man. I don't
You
know,
be hearing Jim Jones, all them remixes he done did to like Drake old beats and shit.
bro. He stays remixing Drake shit.
All them bitches sound horrible. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh fuck! There's one. I just saw.
You better worry about Pusha T, by the way.
It's like Jim Jones went in there, recorded it, dropped it.
Yeah. But I don't.
No mixing, no
mixing,
nothing.
no, just dropped it.
And I get we're here for jokes. I like a lot of the stuff Jim Jones doing, and he's good. It's just that you like. It's just that you put yourself in a different boxing class, in my opinion. You put yourself in a different boxing class.
The thing is, it's the golden rule of life in general. Sometimes it is so easy just to shut the fuck up. And Jim Jones so easily could have just shut the fuck up.
Well, same with our Lord and Savior Kanye West. He could have done the same thing. Just shut the fuck up.
He could have, but he don't need to, though. That's the thing. Like, Jim Jones talking like, you talking about Nas, bro. Like, Nas, bro. Like, and it might even be true, but it's just like, bro, like,
I think
the person you is just like,
we're
not gonna believe it.
Me and you had the discussion. We're gonna get into that because I want to off of the conversation we had in the group chat. I want to have that that discussion of opinions that are controversial or minority opinions in the space. And like, to me, it's like, okay, so to me it makes sense that it exists for somebody that's 25 years old. Like with the way that Jim Jones is way more connected to youth, it makes sense that somebody would say that. To me, it's crazy, and to a whole bunch of other people, it's crazy. But to that particular area, it makes like that particular like age, demographic, all of that. It all makes sense to me. Like I can see how somebody has that opinion.
I mean,
I disagree with it.
Well, you say like connected to the youth, but I feel like if I went and asked a 25-year-old on the street if they know more Jim Jones or Nas music, it's probably Nas.
Well, but Jim Jones is like the fashion, and
I think they're gonna say Jim Jones. Hear me out. Like a lot of Nas stuff is like 90s and like early 2000s. Like,
and then there was that big cool off.
Like people know,
big
like,
cool off.
the Hit Boy tapes that he did, like that's cool, but like
that's 2020s.
Yeah, like I think people that was born like
20 years ago.
My year, the 2000s, like we know Dipset, we know Cameron, Wells, and we know Jim, and it's like the way they dress. I think they may know more Jim. I mean, maybe not more songs, but like who he is and like what he like does. I think they may know more.
I was about to say, could you honestly say more songs though? Because it's like Biggie. They may not grew up with Biggie, but they still gonna know some Biggie hits. They gonna know We Fly High. They gonna know some Dipset stuff. But that's it.
Do you think there's a disconnect that people would know more Dipset rather than Jim Jones as a solo artist?
Yes,
that too. That part too.
100%.
That part too. You picked up the mic. Did you have something to add to that?
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like Nas is just such a household name in hip hop that they still would just know who Nas is over Jim Jones. Like Jim Jones, I don't know if you said something about some fashion or some shit. I don't really think the youngest really looking to him for fashion in a sense.
I think New York did.
As much as hip hop knows
Nas,
I don't think it's as many YNs out here that care about Jim Jones fashion whatsoever. That's what I think.
I think it's regional. Again, I think that's why it made sense that someone 25 years old. I believe he said he was from the Bronx. Like, it was somewhere in New York. Forgive me.
But Jim Jones ain't washing Cam. So what are we talking about?
Yeah, dude,
like his discography ain't washing Cam.
Also,
both of them.
I just gotta say too is that on the Cam's son. On that one,
hilarious.
I don't know if you peeped. They put his name as Jimothy Jones. Shit's so stupid, dog.
All right, we don't gotta spend more than like a second on it. I just want to bring it up because it was a talking point. Drake coming out to the Morgan Wallen thing. All I'm gonna say is this: it was not the move I would personally make. Now, granted, I hate Morgan Wallen. I think he's whack. And all the things he does, I don't fuck with. So, fuck Morgan Wallen. So maybe that's just me being like that. But I don't know. I just felt like it was very, because you have that crowd that's gonna say, "Oh, like this is what not like us means." Like exactly, this is an example. And I'm just like, okay, don't go that far. But you also put yourself in that position to be kind of criticized by like hanging with a white dude that says that, and we're like. That's where like the people that are the not like us stands will, go crazy over that. To me, I'm not gonna go that crazy, but from a PR standpoint, if I was in Drake's team, I just would have said, "Hey man, look, you're Drake, you're a big artist. Morgan Wallen's an absolutely big artist, and none of us here are gonna argue that."
If I'm on the PR team, I'm telling Drake to walk out there with Morgan Wallen. What the fuck is Morgan Wallen? He's about to be in front of a crowd of people who don't give a fuck about that beef. Appeal to some people.
I know, but I feel like I don't think you won over like any new fans. In my opinion, because Drake is Drake. Like, to me, Drake has a lot of the Morgan Wallen fans are the people that I don't listen to rap, but I like Eminem. But 20 years later, so like what it is now what it is no, it's funny because we grew up all in Metro Detroit and various parts of Detroit. So for us, it was always we grew up around a lot of people that were like, I don't like rap, but I listen to Eminem.
Yeah, I like Eminem.
But this generation is, I don't like rap, but I listen to Drake.
I see what
Drake is the one that transcends. So like, to me, I don't feel like he personally gained anything, and I just think that you have a group of people that is a small group of people, but a very loud group of people that are looking to capitalize off of your mistakes, or that are looking to laugh at everything that you do. And I just would have said the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, in my opinion. That's where I would have been.
There's some truth to that. Oh no, my bad. Go ahead.
I'll keep it quick. I don't think like.
It's not a career ender.
Like,
it's nothing.
I think
it's nothing.
Drake at this point, and I think people can make fun of the corny stuff about Drake. I don't think he gives a fuck. Like, I don't think Drake cares about like any comments. Like, Morgan Wallen, give or take, he's an awful person.
Yeah,
and I'll give you that. But it's like him walking out with Drake, or Drake, however, whatever happened. Like, I don't think that it really did any damage to Drake.
No, it doesn't. No, I don't want to go too far. I don't want to be sounding like the guy that's saying like, oh, this damaged his career. Like, I'm fighting against that. But I'm also saying too, at the same point, you put yourself into unnecessary harm's way, in my opinion, because I don't think that anybody. You're Drake. Again, I've always said this. I've always said that the biggest thing Drake can do off of what happened last year is to be silent and make us miss him. And so to me, like, you don't need to pop out. That's my opinion. That's my perspective on it. So to me, I don't feel like he gained anything from it, and I feel like he put himself in a position where.
So you're saying
it wouldn't gain anything, but it would get the people that want to see Drake's demise. It would give them another reason to just
basically give him ammo.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Like, so you're saying like just don't hurt his career, nor does it help.
No, yeah, I'm not saying it. I would say a minimal hurts his career,
hurts his career. Just
it doesn't.
Especially in the rep.
No, I would say it's minimal damage to me. Go ahead. I don't want to.
No. But this is exactly what Kendrick was talking about when he says this is what the culture is feeling. Am I right or am I wrong? Why go to a Morgan Wallen concert knowing it's going to cause backlash?
Well, all right.
Is the
coming
backlash,
out with Morgan Wallen knowing he said the N-word
backlash really doing that much damage to his career?
No.
Possibly.
No.
I don't.
How do we know?
Nobody really cares like that. Like,
because it's Drake, and Drake's already doing some crazy shit.
You just literally counter your own point.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I think.
The only way Drake falls off of is if he stops making music altogether.
Yeah.
Like, he's not. Yeah. And the thing is that a couple of things on this. I think that one. We are in an age now where there's a lot more crossover country and hip hop fans. That's become
absolutely
become pretty like prominent in general because it's just everyone, especially with the streaming era, everyone kind of listens to everything. It's brought in a lot more people's horizons, but also it's like, you know, at the end of the day, when it comes to this, it's like even exposure wise, I don't think it really does anything anyway because also that crowd, it's like advertising an iPhone. No one's going to see it and be like, oh, I've never heard of this before. I should buy one. It's the same thing with Drake. People who like Drake already like him, and people who have written him off as never going to listen to him already are never going to listen to him.
No.
You get that. It's very...
Yeah.
I'd be hard-pressed to say that he's getting
when you got your mind made,
substantial new listeners from anything.
When you already got your mind made, it doesn't matter what the fuck he does.
So I'll give y'all that. And I'll give you that. I'll say that, again, this doesn't hurt Drake's career in any way, shape, or form. But I'll definitely say that it won't grow after this.
Well, yeah. I think it was.
When you're above the ceiling, I guess you can't really grow.
I think
for your,
but I'm saying like after this, but I'm saying like people are gonna surpass him after this though.
Spicy. That was spicy. I saw the spice. Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like real shit. What do you mean by that? Like who?
What do you mean by that?
Like who? Like who's gonna surpass him? If Drake and Morgan said, "Hey, let's make a song tomorrow," right?
Oh, it's gonna go crazy. Yeah.
What is that song?
Number
going?
one.
It's going number one.
But it's just the fact that like it's just some clown ass shit to me personally.
Yeah.
No, I'm not frustrated.
Like,
No,
I think
Down with Morgan Wallen.
it's just
no, I'm not frustrated in any way, shape, or form because at the end of the day, Drake can do whatever Drake wants to do. This is Drake's life. But it's just a simple fact that like this whole thing of like I'm gonna keep doing stuff that I know is gonna cause buzz, which is it's a perfect move. It's a perfect routine just to stay relevant.
Listen, we just seen this nigga with pigtails doing kissy faces, all type of shit, all type of light skin shit.
And y'all
So
niggas love
the
him.
last thing,
That's crazy.
The last thing we need to be worried about, Kendrick came out with some bell bottoms. The last thing we need to be worried about is
Drake got a
fucking-
BBL.
Allegedly.
All right, well,
Allegedly. Let's not get
before
copyrighted.
we
Before
go back and forth,
I seen Kendrick with some bell bottoms. I don't know what happened with Drake
before
with some doctors.
before we go back and forth, I think the point you were trying to get to though, Drake is at the end of the day a pop artist. That's what he is. Yeah. So him stepping out with Morgan Wallen or Taylor Swift or whoever, I know he's a rapper, but he's a pop artist.
me. No.
At the end of the day, Drake's a pop artist, so he's popping out with
nigga talking.
Morgan Wallen, who's one of the biggest acts in country, who's also basically country pop in his own way
Yeah,
too.
he's basically a pop artist at this point.
So I mean, realistically, you got two pop artists supporting each other. It's gonna make a moment. It's gonna get numbers. Drake is never gonna have the culture like the true hip hop heads saying like backing him after he lost to Pusha T and Kendrick back to back like that anyway. So
I agree with that. I like how you put that together.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter for him. So right now he's just trying to sell records and make money.
So you brought up a good point, and that's where I'm at, and we can wrap it because I feel like it's gonna keep going in circles.
I can agree with that, but that still doesn't, to me, undermine his rapping ability. So I still think he is top tier of all the rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can rap, and Morgan Wallen can sing country, but it's still he's a pop artist. At the end of the day, when you get to a certain level, you start doing things for pop fame, and you're doing it for you're trying to do numbers. Cardi B is about to put out an album with some hits from 5 years ago.
That's really with anybody.
Numbers.
I mean, Hov even tapped into his pop bag. Like that's what anybody.
I don't think it like that. There's no discrediting
Some just
his
not more
rapping
than
ability,
others, yeah.
but it's about the way it's packaged.
But when you a nigga that can sing, it's like it's just bomb. Like.
Okay, but that's so you help clarify what I'm saying to this is again, I've also chalked this up as a nothing burger. Again, to me though, if I'm in Drake's team, because I do feel like as somebody that is, I'm not fully aligned with this opinion, but I'm partially aligned with this opinion of like I am very much like a hip hop enthusiast, and so I love the hip hop things about Drake, and I love that Drake is the pop star he is, but keeps it hip hop a lot of times. I appreciate that, and so to me, I think there's a lot of people that they might have said Kendrick won the beef. They might have sided with Kendrick. They might this was a divisive thing. It was a Democrats Republican thing, but I think still a lot of people that were, and now I'm speaking outside of me. A lot of people that were on the side of like Kendrick won the battle, and I'm with Kendrick because like I love what he's standing for with the culture, blah blah. There were like a lot of those people don't hate Drake, like they wanna like him, and I think that's where it is.
I'm definitely disagree with that.
It's a small group of people, but I think there's a lot of people that are hip hop heads that love Drake for the hip hop artist that he is, that this offends them. Now, and in that case, that you are speaking to a very small group of people in terms of Drake's overall scale reach, which again goes to the point of, like I said, it doesn't do really much damage to his career. I would advise him to. I would have advised him to be away from that because I think that you can still win over a lot of those hip hop heads that may have flipped off of Drake.
Bro, that shit is in the fucking dust. That shit's in the dust,
it's
bro.
in the past. And
bro,
I mean,
how long does it take to even grasp a crowd like that? Like, bro, he been in this game for how long?
I bet you
years.
everybody in that crowd, damn near everybody who was at that concert, listened to Drake regularly.
My thing is to me,
what
Morgan Wallen one.
To me,
I'm talking about the internet. Once you put on the internet,
to me, all you saying is in a nutshell is worry about what the stands might say about you, and I don't think that should be the case.
Fair.
When it comes to the hip hop heads, just like Bryce stated, they consider him a pop star. They consider him a pop star, so they shouldn't even be worried about what the fuck Drake got going on with Morgan Wallen at all. Right. So that's why I don't think it do no damage, and it really shouldn't even be like a thing.
No,
obviously,
and I'm not trying to compare these two artists. But I remember when Flo Rida first came out and he was winning all these like hip hop awards, and I got pissed and I'm like, man, it's not real hip hop.
I was just about to say that too.
And when I started classifying him as a pop artist, I'm like, okay, I don't care what he does. Do a song with Timbaland. We know he can't rap. Like Drake can rap his ass off compared to Flo Rida. That's night and day. That's not the comparison. But what I'm saying is, when I'm trying to think of it as a hip hop artist, then yeah, I'm gonna be upset. When I think of it as a pop artist, great. It's just party music. Who the fuck cares?
Yeah. It took me about probably 8 years to realize that Flo Rida was Florida.
Bro, I literally, but it was like
it took me way too long.
I grasped that like when I was young, and it was always crazy. I don't even think about that no more. But now that you brought that up, I used to think that when I was little. I need
so funny. I need the Michigan education system to do better. I need the Michigan education system to do better right now.
All my teachers do better.
Way too long.
All right, let's transition to this. This is something that's funny. I wrote a negative and a positive. I feel like the way we move, you can either pick a negative or a positive. But I just want everybody to say, what is and this spawned off of our conversation in the group chat. So shout out to Biirdie. A rap minority opinion, one that you think you are not aligned with the 50% and up. On this opinion, it could be negative or positive, however you want to slice it. What is one opinion that this is a long way of saying what's something that's like quote unquote controversial?
Travis Scott ass, doodle, butt, buns,
booty, ball, butter, ball, butt,
butthole.
I would have disagreed with you.
Why?
I would have to agree with you.
Bro, to me, bro, like, I don't know, bro. He just be sounding too kiddish, and then he be having a lot of bars where, like, I know he be in the studio, he think that shit hard, but then when it come out, I'm listening to the Carti album and shit, bro. Bro, he had this one bar shit piss me off. He like, he talking about, the bitch give me mop. That's top, bro. It's 2025. We know that. We know what mop is. Like, bro, shut up, bro.
That's like stopping the song, being like, hey, just in case you didn't catch that,
bro. And then his ad libs is so irritating.
That's almost as bad as "Oops, I mean."
Yeah, "Oops, I mean."
Bro, "Oops, I mean," bro. "Oops, I mean" is
"Oops, I mean" is the worst all time.
Ever since
fucking
Pusha T had said that he was like jumping around the studio.
He
and
was
shit.
dancing
That's
like
all
a
I could
monkey.
think of, and I'm like,
and I was like, damn,
man, he be doing lame shit, bro.
I can't.
Sounds like
I'm not gonna be like
you're like hyperactive little brother or cousin or something.
Type shit. And then he be doing lame shit on top of that. Like, you done lost all these beefs outside of rap. You be breaking niggas' laptops and shit, doing too much. You putting the grill in the bitch mouth and putting it back. Like, bro,
yeah,
it's too much, bro. Like,
that was wild.
Too much.
As soon as I heard it,
it's like, bro. At least if he made music like Drake or something, like he probably could pass with some of that shit. Even though I know Drake can't really do nothing.
Kangaroo.
All right, we just having.
Yeah, we had a side conversation. I'm sorry, that was too funny.
Yeah, Travis Scott sucks.
No, I wanted to ask you who's a good Travis versus.
Uzi.
Really?
How'd you do that to Travis? He's about to get slaughtered.
Nah, he honestly will not get slaughtered by Uzi. I think that might be like a great matchup.
Really?
About it.
Hit for hit. Yeah, I can see it. Uzi, look, Uzi, I fuck with Uzi.
We talked about Uzi.
Got a lot of garbage shit too. Like,
And I like Travis Scott,
but 20 for 20.
Uzi might got him.
Uzi got him.
You got rodeo, days before rodeo. You got Astro World. You got motherfucking.
But see,
what's that last?
After his hot take is that he's trash. You're about to do a versus for trash.
I know this is the thing. But the subject we talking about is minority opinion. So I gave my minority opinion, but I know what people like.
Yeah, man, you know I hate when you articulate like that. I be wanting you to just jump off the fucking ledge, and then you just don't. You don't,
because we did it his whole life. Media.
We did that. We did that with the Pusha T thing. Remember the Pusha T video?
He be trying to say I don't be objective, but he don't be listening for real. Like,
yeah, because I don't. No, you be objective when I don't want you to be. I want you to just crash out. I want you to crash out. I was talking to him about Pusha T on the video.
Travis Scott and Uzi will be a crazy versus. I'm obviously going with Uzi if we ever did that. But
yeah, we could do that. We could do that one time.
That'd be a fun one.
I'll be down. I'll be down.
I do it.
I'll be down. All right. Anybody else got a rap minority opinion? It can be positive, negative, wherever you want. He cleared his throat. This is gonna be good.
Future is better than Jay-Z.
No.
Let me explain. Right. Given a scenario, you put him.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
You put the tapes, you put everything down the line. To me, I don't see like the big difference. I don't.
I'll tell you.
No. You told me already 10 times this week.
He's gonna say because Future never said.
Future never took a baseline out.
I just think like, and I'm not knocking Hov. I think Hov is like great. I just feel like Future has had a run like, not like it's similar, but like I think it's like very like close. But given the generation difference, I don't know.
Let me tell you why Future just like a tier below.
If it's any Beyonce stuff, that doesn't count.
I'm about to tell you.
The baseline?
I'm about to tell you.
The baseline? He said
the baseline.
Hov said take the baseline out, and then he took the fucking baseline out.
Listen. Future go. You know what I'm saying? He good at making hits. And one thing I've always said about Future, he the king of hooks. But when it comes to the overall hooks versus production, I'm going to give him hooks and production for sure. But when it comes to these verses, these verses, he might not be, but Jay-Z is. And that's the problem.
That's to be considered.
That's the problem.
That's subjective. That means.
But Jay don't got a lot of the hooks that Future got. Jay got great hooks.
Yes, he does. And I sat here and I listened to it all fucking night.
Stay tuned.
He does, but I mean,
he
doesn't necessarily have the catchiest hooks, but his hooks are very quotable.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah,
he's Jay.
Very quotable.
They stand the test.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just the thing. That's the thing, bro. And then the aura.
Don't
let me get started on the aura, bro. Like I'm telling you, listen. And then Future just cut his dreads too. Hey, listen, it's questionable around here. You see the comments? I said, hey, listen, I just want y'all to read the comments. I ain't hating.
They said that he lost all his power when he cut his dreads.
I ain't hating.
It's gonna be. Listen, when the Future versus Jay-Z pops off, it's gonna be Facebook versus Instagram. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts.
It's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be nuts. What's your rap opinion?
Man, I got a bunch of them. Which one you want to hear?
Whichever one you want to give.
Dylon.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would say.
All right, you want me to come back?
I would have, if I had to give one, I would say that my you already know, but Logic's one of the greatest, honestly.
Okay, so when you all right, before let's stay.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
So what do you mean by one of the greatest? Like,
oh, lyric what?
Like
lyric?
what's it like? What's like the class you're putting them in? Like what's like the? I'm not being funny. I'm trying to let him give his take because I've been giving him shit. So I want to give you the chance to just genuinely. That's your man's. I want you to genuinely give the take. What is it?
So what do you mean? Bro?
So like when you say one of the greatest, like what does one of the greatest means? Because I feel like that's like a loose thing. Like I'm not like who's like the class you're putting them in.
That's what I'm saying.
Would you be like a top 10 type, the greatest, or you just like?
I wouldn't say 10.
Okay.
No. So that's what I'm saying. Like my all of my like big rap controversial opinions is pretty like basic and it's kind of like bland. So most of my like the biggest one I'm gonna have would probably be the Logic one. I'm just saying, I hate the fact that Logic get a lot of hate. Even though he do be talking, yeah, he just do be talking a lot about that black people shit, like being a black what, and it's like, bro, for just stop, enough.
He's just he's a generational cornball as a person. That's
the
thing too.
It be the shit that be outside the music sometimes. That be like really,
because you have to keep about that can influence opinion, but like. I do like he has a good ear for production. He is by technicality a very good rapper. Like it's undeniable. You know what I mean?
That those two things are fact. So I just wanna kind of like, without saying like where he is all the time, like who are some of the people that you feel like he is on par with like all time? Again.
On par with?
Yeah, like who are the people you're like, okay, yeah, like Logic is in this class in my opinion. Just your opinion.
Over there with like Wiz and them.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna say like some Big Sean or something.
No, hell no.
You don't think so?
Nah, not
Big Sean is like one of them that be like he one of the greatest, but then
he's not one of the greatest. Yeah.
You don't throw him in the top 10.
Did you say something about Big Sean in the group chat the other day? Maybe I'm tripping.
I think you said it.
I would say
hey, don't ruin the Big Sean interview I got in the pub.
Big Sean, actually, I kind of like that, actually. I ain't even going to hold you. I would say he's, like, right, a few under Big Sean, but not, like, right next
Who is better than All Right?
My cash flows like fuck hoes.
Logic and Sean. Off Under Pressure. Who is better?
Oh, shit. I don't know. Probably just Logic, just because it was his shit.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Bryce, did you go? Go ahead.
Not yet. Well, first thing, and this is one that just came to me on the way over here. I'm gonna need some of y'all rapping motherfuckers to just stop singing. You can't stop doing it on the tracks. It doesn't sound good. I hate when I have a non-singing ass motherfucker try to sing a hook. That ruins the goddamn song.
Doesn't go over well.
Is that in correlation with somebody that dropped this week?
It was some song I heard this week that had Currency on it, and these people started singing.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And it was just bad. But I think my most controversial, and it's not even that controversial to me, but because I'm from Detroit, because of the, I understand the impact, I get the technical side of it, but if I never hear another goddamn Eminem song, I mean old or new, in my life, I wouldn't miss it. I don't like listening to Eminem rap.
No, not.
I don't like his songs. I don't like his music. I think he's one of the GOATs. I think he's technically great.
This has got to be racist.
I do not like listening to Eminem rap.
Prejudice.
Smack the mic.
Prejudice.
But no, because there's some white rappers
I'm
I
not too far
respect.
off from you on that point, but Eminem was one of my favorite rappers in 4th grade. That's the only reason I'm just like, I don't know, but
my favorite.
I think he made a. I think. Listen, I think my opinion, and I want to let you keep going because this is your opinion. But I want to quickly say, to me, like growing up, like you grew up from Metro Detroit. You grew up on like MJ. Like these are some of the greatest ever. Like you grew up with like thinking those two are in the same class. But then you look at not only what they've done since their peak, but also just how their music aged. And to me, it's just a vast ocean of difference between like the Eminem content. Like how much am I really gravitating to a lot of Eminem's content? I am very happy with life. I love the life that I have.
I don't want to kill my wife. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the new, they had the new
most times.
They had the new Final Destination that just came out, so they had all the old Final Destinations on HBO. And I figured, okay, I'm just chilling on a Saturday. Let me pop a few of them in, because I rember watching them all as a kid, and I'm like,
they're
man,
so bad.
These suck.
They're fucking trash,
like,
realistically.
It's just shock value type shit, and that's how I feel listening to some of his old stuff. To me, my favorite Eminem song is Tonight off the Infinite.
Infinite is literally that's like an opinion that I formed over time. Is Infinite is way too slept on in his. That's like some of the best Eminem.
Yeah, but that's on Infinite. He's trying to rap like AZ. That's why I like it, because he sounds like AZ.
Mm-hmm.
I like my favorite song by Eminem, or one of my favorite verses, "They're Wrong" with Biggie.
Oh yeah, no,
that beat, and then
he snapped on
that beat. I don't know what
everything
was going on
about
in the studio that day, but that
everything
beat
about
is
that song
ridiculous.
is just nuts.
It's
nuts.
so crazy.
Okay. Chris, you go before I give my opinion.
Easy.
Yeah.
Lil Baby's the most overrated rapper of all time.
The fuck
That's
out
not
of
too
here.
far. That's not too far off. Not all the time, but that's not too far.
Fuck out.
He is extremely overrated. I've
Fuck outta
never.
here.
He's made the same song for fucking 10 years.
I did
and
not
everyone
want to
Fuck
go
listens
that
behind
far.
it.
That's crazy.
I
That's a
will.
crazy take, but I would have to agree.
The
honestly.
logic person said you're crazy.
No. I
Fine,
said I agree. I didn't think he would go that far with it.
away,
Yeah.
Fine. All right. You know what? To appease the crowd, I'll take away of all time.
No,
but
no,
one
no,
of the
no,
best,
no. Hey,
one
don't
of the
take it back.
most overrated rappers.
He's got some of the highest sales in the past decade for music that has been mid at best.
Shit from a butt. I
This
hate that
man,
shit.
this
That's how I feel
man,
about trap.
this man, this
That
man
beat make more noise.
This man outsold Elvis, and I just think, first of all, round of applause. Round of
I ain't
applause.
applauding shit.
But
I mean,
I know Lil Baby is my fucking
You just try
fucking
to
guy.
applaud
I'm
Elvis
not
and
acting like
ideas.
I'm not acting like Lil
Crazy.
Baby is not where he is in 2025, and he did not drop an album this year that was very forgettable that I only remember just because I went through all the albums to rank the albums that I had this year. That's the only reason I remember Lil Baby dropped this year. So that is where he's at now. But to me, where I would disagree with it, is that his peak is still his peak, in my opinion. In my opinion, his peak was absolutely fire. Now, where he's at now, the fall off, yeah, you can make the conversation of like, okay, he was just a really hot sound at a time, and he captured a moment, and that was that, and that's fine. I'm not disagreeing with that. But this right here,
Trash. Generational garbage.
classic,
I hate that
super
shit.
classic.
That shit is dog shit. I will scrape that off my shoe.
I was wondering.
I
what
said
the album
I said a
was,
couple
too. I was
months
like,
ago
what
that's
is
the
this
best album since the 2020s.
That's
I
your
think-
opinion.
That's my
This
opinion.
is my minority opinion.
No, I know. That's
I
just where
think
I'm at.
Baby, like, I think Gunna is better than him, but that's a whole different topic.
Drip Too Hard was still the best they ever released.
I think-
between the two of them.
Baby's peak was like 2017 to COVID, and
Yeah,
during that run, he was probably the best
phenomenal.
rapper out.
Fish
During
grease.
COVID, I think him or Dirk had the best album during COVID. Period.
I've just never enjoyed his music. I don't like his voice. I don't like his delivery.
Well, now-
he doesn't switch up his flow. He makes the same song every
I
fucking
think
time.
now he's off though. but I
And
think
that's why he's not good now.
His
But in
peak-
my opinion, that it works for a while.
his peak is crazy. Like that 3-year
Yeah.
run, I don't. Think,
That's where I'm at.
I don't think we've seen someone do that. Like
I
how
think
he
you
did
put
it
that up
in
there
a
with the
while.
Waynes, with the like some of the greatest
He
peaks.
was
I think you
untouchable.
put that up.
Like anything
Yeah.
he touched was like platinum,
Yeah.
and that's not common. In like
Is he like BigXThaPlug to you that basically just the exact same flow on every single song?
I'll even take BigXThaPlug over that shit.
BigXThaPlug is hard.
I'm just like,
He sound the same on every goddamn song.
And
He
I'm not
does.
trying to be like the old head of like, oh,
Get off my lawn.
everything sound the same. But Lil Baby, like, I mean, bro, I don't hear any differentiate. Not even fucking. He's rapping in the same key every fucking song. It's not even like he's not even fluctuating his voice at all. Like, you know what I mean? It just, to me, it never hit the mark for me. But that's why it's a minority opinion. I understand.
Gun to your head. You have to listen to Baby's last album or Roddy Ricch. Who you listening to?
Probably
Great.
Roddy Ricch.
Great minds.
Talking about
He literally just listened to that thing.
Roddy Ricch.
Yeah.
Of the times for sure. But no, yeah, I've never
Yeah,
liked him.
it's your minority opinion.
And me and you have talked, Platte, you've known
Yeah.
that for a long time too.
I know.
Also, just a real quick one. Can I just say that BigXThaPlug is basically on the same run that the Baby was on in 2019, where he's getting popular, but all his flows sound the exact goddamn same.
Dub Baby or Lil Baby?
Don't it sound like
The
he
Baby.
Dub Baby, yeah.
Don't it sound like he be rapping with like pickles under his tongue and shit?
Not Bubble Bass. Still no.
That's the win. That's the win. That's the best for
Nah, for real, like.
Where did you even think of that, bro?
Nah, for real. Don't it sound like
That's
that?
the bar of the day.
It does.
That's the bar of the day. Good night,
I get what you. The thing
said,
is,
bro,
I know
sound like
exactly
Bubble
what
Bass.
you're talking about. From
I don't, man. Put the fries in the bag.
Can't listen to it. I tried. You know what I'm saying? I gave it a few chances, but
Who are you
it's
talking
just
about?
like
BigXThaPlug.
it's a lot going on in his words and shit. You know what I'm saying? These be basic words. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
He'd be rapping with pickles under his tongue is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
That is, I have never thought of that analogy, and I still don't.
That
I still
sentence
haven't
has never been
processed
spoken
it.
in the history of
I
human
haven't
existence.
processed the
Like,
analogy. I haven't. Like
I just sound
it's
like,
go.
I
It's
don't
good.
know, man.
It's good. It's gonna take a while.
Pickles under the tongue. That's the episode title right there.
Dog,
That's a wild
crazy.
title.
Way better take, actually. This might put me under the jailhouse, though.
All right, go ahead.
I just don't.
Go ahead. I'll give you a redemption.
Give me a redemption, bro, and y'all gonna hate me for it. I know y'all gonna have my ass for it. I just don't understand the hype of Future.
I got Future's top 20 all time to my list.
To be fair,
the hype of Future.
To be
This
fair,
is my opinion.
okay. To be fair,
This
to
is
be
my
fair,
opinion.
okay.
He's
Hold on,
seasoned.
one second,
He's
one second.
seasoned.
He got the numbers like this.
Take
Beautiful
it
mind
easy.
thing going on right now.
I just
mind.
don't
Listen,
understand.
You
the
probably
hype.
should have held that. I wish you would have. But to be fair, you kind of disqualify as a judge now. We can't really have you as a judge now. So.
There are some Future songs that I do fuck with though. I just don't. I'm not hyped about it though. Come on,
I'll keep
bro.
this quick because I know.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, we try to move. Try and get
What
to
is it
fun stuff.
about Future that you don't like? I just want to.
I didn't say I didn't like
so,
him.
So what is it?
I just
What was your statement?
don't fuck. I just don't see the hype in it. That's why I said. I didn't say I didn't like him. I just said I don't see the hype in it.
Is it a reason?
No, there's no reason.
You don't think he like one of the greatest hook writers of all time? Like, you know how many hooks like he done threw out there, and he ain't even have to lay a
No.
verse down?
No. For that dude, for sure, can put up a mean hook. I swear to God, he can do that for sure. But as far as hooks go, I'm just like, once I get to the chorus, I'm like, okay,
You talking about so as a
cool.
rapper?
That's the
Yeah,
chorus.
just
It's just so funny.
Just the
'cause
chorus
Jalen
of
is,
it.
like,
Once I get in the chorus
genuinely
of it, I'm just
fucking,
like,
he
all right, cool,
cannot
whatever.
wrap his head around.
That's the
Like,
chorus.
But
That's the chorus. The hook and the chorus. Same thing.
no, I'm talking. Once I get to the verse, I'm sorry. But yeah, once I get to the verse, I'm just kind of
I
like,
thought he was literally separating.
no.
He said it twice. I just had to
My
make
ADHD
sure.
brain is trying to catch up right now.
All right, let me get mine and then we'll get out of here. So my positive was, and I'm not gonna elaborate on it because that was just right off of what you said, is that I have Future in the top 20 all time. I didn't think I had that going into making my list of top 100, which is not finalized. But I think if a lot of hip hop heads really sit down and rank artists, I don't think many would have Future in the top 20. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I think Future is a tricky one because of the things that we mentioned, right? The fact that he is a hook guy. He's not really known for his verses. Like there are the artsy fartsy, artists that make that make music that certain people gravitate to. So I think that's a controversial opinion. But if I want to give my other one, that is a negative to me, because that's a positive to me, because I feel like I'm in the minority of like putting Future that high. I have him as the second greatest Southern artist. Negative. I've said this before. I acknowledge that I am wrong. I don't see it with Die Lit, and I Am Music is probably my favorite Playboi Carti project. Because
Die Lit or Whole Lot of Red?
I Am Music is my favorite Carti project. I don't see it with Die Lit, and I don't see it with Whole Lot of Red. I say Die Lit because Die Lit is, I think, the one that Carti fans would say is like the classic.
I'll take Die Lit. That's my favorite
on
Carti.
this one.
Huh?
I'm with him on this one.
Well,
So to me,
I mean, I kind of saw that coming, but
see, I didn't, because like to me, I still feel like I Am Music is good. Like, but I don't know. I think it goes back to conversations we've had about certain artists, right? That I value your perspective of like, you give me a reason to think about artists differently in the way that in the way that I do. And with Playboi Carti is one of those ones where like I see why other people this works. For me, it doesn't. And so Playboi Carti is one of them ones where like, like you talked about it, you put Playboi Carti's discography very, very high in terms of hip hop history. And so like me, I'm obviously on the opposite end of the spectrum of that. Like, but I acknowledge that I am the minority in that opinion. Like, I acknowledge that the people that listen to Playboi Carti that aren't over 45 and just doing it to just do it and like as like a common courtesy and like not actually engaged in the music, I understand that I am the minority.
I don't think that's necessarily true, though. What? That he's the minority. I think a lot of people are leaning that way.
I think a lot of people think Dilla is a classic. I mean, don't.
Well, but Carti is an artist where, like, I do just have to say, like, especially, like, the Carti fandom, correct me if I'm wrong, but, like, there is a lot of recency bias when it comes to Carti. So a lot of people have a tendency to... Every album, I mean, that can be true for some people, but like every album that comes out is the best one, and he is showing himself. So like, I don't think that's necessarily minority opinion.
I still think a whole lot of Red Drop. A lot of people thought either the first two was the best, but I still think I Am Music better than all of them. Mm-hmm. Personally, I'm
not even giving my opinion on like the actual ranking of them, but like I don't know, because the way I Am Music has been fucking, taking the world by storm.
Yeah, I guess I can make it an overarching like Carti point in that I think to me in general, I see why people love Carti. I only just I enjoy him in doses. Like that's where I'm at with him. Yeah, I enjoy him. I enjoy him as a feature. I enjoy him when he has a song with somebody else.
But I Am Music didn't have I Ain't Feel Like This in a long time. Come on, man. That's the best intro. That's the best Carti.
My boy Josh said that's one of the greatest intros in hip hop history. That's another opinion. All right, before we get out of here.
I'd rather die before I come in late.
Before we get out of here, this is what
I heard Swamp Izzo's tagline more than I heard him on that album.
Swamp Izzo taglines were hard.
I like that he did it, but it was really
some of the songs it was made for that. Like you was supposed to do
some
that.
of them.
No, bro, this is a Carti album.
Most of the songs he did that shit perfect. Like,
but it's
it's the Kid Capri shit with Damn.
Like Rather Lie. Like come on, like Swamp Izzo, sit back, please.
Yeah. I think the Swamp Izzo shit, it's just mixed a little loud throughout the album too. That's the only thing that
Munyon, fire.
You're making up words.
Fire. Bro, Swamp Izzo No, I don't think.
Munyon was cool.
Oh yeah, like Wheezy. Fire.
I'll be playing the game with Adi, and the whole time he's just going Swamp Izzo.
That shit is too turned. That's why, bro. That's why that's like definitely like the best album for me, because that Swamp Izzo on that bitch doing his thing for sure. Like,
I'm not gonna be here next week, so I gotta get this because it's a Chris Platte topic. Summer music. We are in summer. It is full swing. I love summer because I love what music does in the summer. I enjoy it. I have a certain type of music that I play in the summer. So I wanted to ask the simple question of who is the best summer artist of all time? And I think we'll all say the same name. But then after that, who are some people? Because I think everyone in this room would say Drake is the best summer artist of all time.
Jigga held you down 6 summers, man. Where's the love?
Also, actually,
one of the best summer songs of all time.
Amine is second.
I will say, actually, I disagree with that.
Amine.
I see Drake. Maybe it's just Toronto. But I see him as a winter artist. Like that's what between views.
His name he goes by October's very own. That's what OVO stands for.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't see.
Yeah, but global warming has October hot as fuck.
The bangers he dropped for the summer though. Like
I gotta give it to Drake too.
Pump it up. But so you got a good head on. Like you got that. That's you want a photo. Yeah. You already know though, like that shit really tore the summer up.
The whole other side of Drake's discography, like his fucking kind of underwater like R&B shit. To me, that's winter. That's driving at night alone while it's snowing and shit. You know what I mean?
No, he does. Like he does have that too. I don't want to downplay that.
He's just versatile, man.
I just think. I think
bro, for
you got a little bit of everything.
You got at least one track floating around there for the summer at least.
Oh,
if it's not his, it's a feature.
He does, but I'm saying it as the whole package.
So I want to put respect on number 2's name, in my opinion, and that is Amine. Amine makes amazing summer music.
Amine is a fantastic
Amine is a perfect summer artist. Yeah. And he knows it. Because he did K-Tramine. He did 13 Months of Sunshine. When did they both drop? Summertime. He knows the bag he's in. He plays it well. Amine, to me, is a great summertime artist. So obviously, to me, a lot of my summer music is like R&B and like, other genres and timeless shit. I like to go back to, I don't know, something about Michael Jackson works in the summer to me, like a little bit more.
Smino go crazy
in the summer. Smino goes crazy. But like, keeping it like hip hop artists wise, like
Chance.
who are some hip hop artists that like summertime is out?
Chance was a fire summer artist. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, really, acid rap was just a fire. That is fire summer.
I'm a coloring book guy.
His first one, 10 Days, very summery.
Oh yeah, I forgot about 10
You know what I
Days.
mean?
I'm telling you,
That's
Chance the
real
Rapper held the
summer, too.
summers down, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, it sounded like you weren't shorts when you listened to it.
Yeah. What about you, Jalen? Who are some summer artists for you?
Out in the town being bad as shit.
That's hard. I think outside of Drake, I don't know, man.
Because I know you got your no rap before 12. Like I know you get into the bag that I get into summertime. It's R&B season.
R&B stuff, man.
It's
Like,
R&B season in the summer.
It's hard. Like R&B artists, I think is easier to do. Like
Yeah,
rap.
way for sure. But
Who would y'all pick for R&B?
George Smith.
Anderson .Paak,
Bruno Mars got some.
Bruno
SZA.
SZA, absolutely. Hold on, I had this on my notes last time.
So,
He's a good summer artist.
Oh, you know who's a great summer rap artist, low key? And this may be a product of the era I grew up in, but Childish Gambino. He has a lot of good summer music.
I can see that, yeah.
He has a lot of good summer
He does.
music.
I think there's I know we didn't really we kind of talked about it, but didn't have it on the podcast though. I think there are two types of summer playlists. There's like the summer daytime playlist and then the summer nighttime playlist. Like I have the ones where I'm like on a beach or on a boat, and then when I'm like watching like as the sun
Brights
sets.
everywhere, nice.
Yeah, I think they're two different summer playlists. But I would say one artist I think that gets slept on, and maybe it's just the West Coast thing. YG, when he puts out music, it is built for summer.
Yeah.
YG is a summer artist.
I did not have that on my list.
I'll put YG at number 2.
Wow.
That's a good poll.
That was a great, that was phenomenal. I didn't have that on my list.
I don't want to say a summer artist, but Wiz would be good for the
Yeah,
summer.
Wiz
I was
is-
thinking
Wiz
Cur-
is great.
I was thinking Currency. I was
Yeah,
thinking
Wiz,
Currency, so
yeah.
it's kind of the same thing. Wiz and Currency.
That whole era, fucking.
But Buddy is
Kennedy,
more
too.
local LA, but I'd throw him in the conversation.
And Larry June too.
Larry June was on my list.
Larry June.
And then I'd even search that as far as 2 Chainz as well.
Larry June was on my list. Look, you got it right here. Boom.
Larry June is that is the windows are down.
Windows are down. You feel like you in California, even if you in Delaware.
Yeah,
type
no,
music.
100%. Wow. Yeah, that's another good poll.
I say Larry June, Wiz, Currency, YG. Chains is good. Chains got a mix of everything though, because you can get some. You got some
Pretty
good-
Girls Like
I
Trap
was
Music.
gonna say,
That album
that's
bangs in
That's
summer.
a summer
The one
album.
that had a good drink. Is that it?
That's that one. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a good drink.
I just remember
It's a
It's a
Vibe.
Vibe.
Yeah, It's
I
a
remember
Vibe.
It's a
4 a.m.
Vibe. Fucking Good Amount.
Yep. Good.
And those are to me kind of like later.
Big Amount.
Riverdale. I brought some Gucci
Yeah.
to your mama house just to leave them
I
there.
want some Gucci to your mama's house. Just to leave it there.
I feel like 2 Chainz kind of fits into that later in the afternoon. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like it's good, but I sometimes too when I'm thinking like my hot summer music, I want like when I want YG, that's like I'm on a boat partying, pointing at people on beaches and
You
shit.
don't gotta rub your lifestyle in.
I do.
And yeah, we'll end it there. It's summertime. It's great music. We love the music. It's a vibe. Like I said, I'm an R&B guy, so there's a lot of good music to be played during the summer. But gentlemen, I'm gonna be out of town next week, so it's up to Biirdie. Birdie's gonna host next week. Shout out to Biirdie. He's gonna fill in for me, and I know he's gonna do a fantastic job. It's gonna be a good time. Next week we'll get into albums of the year. We'll get into a whole bunch of other stuff. I'll let him decide because it's his show. I'ma just watch and enjoy. But
Might just kick the shit. Who knows?
who knows?
Who knows?
What a Birdie up is gonna be? I'm
knows?
excited. I'm excited to see
One
it.
thing I know is it's always a good day outside when the birds are chirping. Ain't that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
right. Yes, sir.
Who that boy?
Yes, sir.
I'm sick. Ever since you put that in the group chat, that's got to be his call. That's got to be an audio drop on the podcast. But until the next episode, I'm Chris Platte, aka Platte Pies. We got a bunch of extra content coming, so stay tuned. As always, I'm again Platte Pies, and I'm with a great group of friends. first time. I still can't believe this is the first time because these are all household names in the Rap Cave podcast, but we made it happen.